40. Game Irdoja Morneau. DuRose Lubow lead 2-1, first set. Love. Go. 30 love, very close. Thirty, 15. All.
Okay, welcome back to the APTA's 5th Grand Prix Tour event, the Short Hills Invitational, presented by Maple Crest and national sponsors Viking and Uline. Technical issue where we're back online here, where we're coming back into the match, men's round of 16 between Steve DuRose and John Lubow on the bottom of your screen against Mick Irdoja and Jeff Morneau on the top of your screen. And
40,
Patty, what's
30.
the score?
So I think we're at 2-1, DuRose Lubow have an early lead here.
2-1, and that is Jeff Morneau serving at 40-30. And that's
The veteran
2-all.
team.
Irdoja Morneau, games are 2-all.
So we're at 2-all. The veteran team here, DuRose Lubow, went up 2-love. Irdoja and Morneau have tied it up here. That's Mark Bliss, our umpire. We're at the historic Short Hills Club. Historic since 1875.
That is a long time. You watch Steve DuRose, he's got his hand in his pocket even some of the time. He's so efficient. He's so quiet with his racket. He's going to keep his hand in his pocket from time to time.
We
Just
don't
waiting for the right
recommend
ball,
that.
then he'll cut it at a moment's notice.
Brad, you don't recommend that to your students?
I do not recommend that to any of my students. I recommend it for Steve to keep his left hand warm, but that's about it. It is cold out there though, Patty. It's beautiful, sunny, and you see the shadows across the court. I think the sun may play a difference out there. But the temperature always plays a difference. 24 degrees out there. Ball, rubber core ball reacts to the temperature. It won't be quite as lively. Good day for drop shots. You can dye the ball on the screens a little more.
You can see we're experimenting with lots of different camera angles here today.
Wow, great cut overhead. That's nothing you
30,
see more
15.
from Steve DuRose and John Lubow, but he cut that drop quickly in, and Irdoja couldn't track it down, and he's got some speed.
It's Jeff Morneau crushing his patented two-handed backhand, and that's Irdoja with his big lefty loopy forehand.
40-15.
That's a great shot on the turnaround drive there by Steve DuRose. So a lot of serving and staying back right now from most of the players.
Lubow.
Not challenging the returns, taking screen drives off the back.
2 games to 2, first set.
And Brad, for those of you listening at home, this tournament is one of many in the Short Hills Invitational. We have the men's 60s yesterday. We had the men's 95s, the women's B. Today we have the men's elite, men's open, women's open, men's B. We've got over 450 players who, are all guaranteed 3 matches, playing at over 70 courts, I think, in the New Jersey area yesterday and today, Brad.
Everybody out there doing battle, and it is a Herculean effort from a lot of people to make this stuff happen. All the local clubs, all the areas.
And
Impressive.
Real quick shout out, Brad, to the winners yesterday. Women's B.
Little encumbrances on the
All right, Keely Krisky and Leslie Storr winning the women's B. Congratulations to them.
Men's 95s.
Oh, a couple of guys I've played with many times. Mike Cochran and Jim Kaufman winning the men's 95s.
And then the men's 60s.
All right, and Chin and Kraus take care of the men's 60s. So congratulations to all those winners yesterday. And as we go along here, we should also mention there are other round of 16 matches going on. We have another one that's with a live stream court, and that's Grangero and Wilkinson against Compton and Kaler. And we might bring you back and forth some results from them, going back and forth from set to set. All right, here we go. There's Mick Irdoja serving. It's 3 games to 2 to DuRose and Lubow on the far side. Now Irdoja's got a lot of firepower. He's got a huge forehand. He's got rollers. He can cut the ball. He's fast.
15 all.
It just seems like he hasn't had a specific partner all the time. And then you'll see errors like that from time to time.
And he became a dad last weekend,
Yep.
Brad. He's got everything but probably a lot of sleep. Mick did play with Jeff Morneau last year. They went out at the quarters of the Chicago Nationals. Jeff is a former finalist with Juan Araya 2 years ago in the national championships.
Morneau's got a specific skill set that is extremely good at some of the things that he does. He has a great drive off the deck. One of the quickest drives, too, off either side. Takes the ball early at the top of his bounce and hits it down. He was a great partner for Araya when he was playing with him because it would allow Araya to go forward or stay at the net. His serve is a little weaker, Morneau. His volley it's good, but you can catch him cross-handed in various ways from time to time. And he doesn't really have any offensive overheads, but he can hit a good, deep, long push. It looks right now that they're going to have Irdoja take most of the overheads if possible.
Well, I've seen Mick's overheads just slice and dice some of the best players in the game, so that's a great tactical play going into this match that Morneau knew he was going to look to Irdoja to cover the middle.
Great blitz there from John Lubow.
DuRose Lubow have switched courts on the baseline. We don't often see lefty Lubow over there in the ad court.
And that just changes the look on the court. You'll see teams a lot of times do that on purpose. In this case here, it just happened because of the blitz by Lubow, but then they're not looking to switch back. And what it does is puts Lubow's forehand, here they go. Puts Lubow's forehand on the outside, which means it's harder to attack the ad side screen. Now they're back into regular formation. Cover that drive.
Games are 3 all, first set.
So we'll get you some scores as we go throughout. Our number 4 seeds of Rose and Rose, Paul and Pete Rose from Chicago, are up 3 games to 2 against Karana and Wagner in another round of 16 match. And that's a team that I'm looking to see because they had such a great tournament in Chicago coming you know, making it to the finals and losing in the finals, but playing so well and beating some really good teams along the way.
Yeah,
So
they had a solid tournament, and it's so fun to see the Chicago guys here at Short Hills battling it out. And, you know, the best players in the country are here for the last leg on our Grand Prix Tour. And Brad, there's a lot of stake for these teams here because everyone's kind of jockeying for some positioning at Nationals and the open draw at Nationals. And we have some combo teams here today, but then we have some teams like DuRose and Lubow who kind of have sunk down in the overall national rankings for the APTA.
Well, they haven't played,
Right.
you know, so it's not easy for them to stay up there. But there you see, and I'm going to get back to that last game there where you see Lubow has gotten broken both times. And both times he's tried to do a traditional serve and volley, and they just crushed his serve every single time. They're going to have to look at doing something a little different there to go forward if they want to have a good chance in this match.
You know, I would have given the edge to DuRose and Lubow just because they are the veteran team, but Irdoja and Morneau are two of the fiercest competitors out here. And sometimes, you know, you feel like DuRose and Lubow lack a little intensity, and this is their first match. There's no goofing around here. They've got to dial it in immediately here, or this first set could be over fast.
Well, that's what's interesting about the elite format. There is no match you can sort of play your way to warm up in here. You're going right away in. It's only the top teams playing, the top 16. So there is no match where you can sort of feel away, lose a set, and then get yourself back. All right, Jeff Morneau serving up 4-3. And Morneau's serve, he'll do a lot of serving to stay back because he really has a flat serve that's, you know, easy to tag, easy to drive. So he'll stay back, but his quick hands off the drive back make him dangerous anyway, because if you try to come in, he hits it right back at your feet just like he did there. Yeah, I would have called this match a pick'em, and if anything, I might have even not give the edge to Morneau and Irdoja, but Morneau tires as the day goes on, you know, and first match out there, he's got all his legs, he's got everything. Oh, too much cat and mouse there from Lubow on 2 points. 30-all. That breeze. It is windy out there.
Uh-oh, Steve's got both hands in his pockets. This is going to be interesting.
It might be hard to play.
He's setting up the dagger.
He's good, but yeah, it is funny. Did you ever like to play with gloves on, Patty?
You know, I never mind. I always like to keep warm. Steve makes all the players out of Springbrook, his club where he's the director, play without a glove on their non-dominant hand, Brad. It's just sort of their club thing.
Ah.
You want to look like you're really tough and you can weather the elements. I'm so kidding about that. Everyone bundles up at Springbrook. Great club up in Morristown, New Jersey.
A couple of loose shots there from Lubow, but he does play the ball so close to the net. He gets a lot of let cords throughout the course of a day, but he's netted 3 here in this game.
Yeah, they look flat to me.
Still working their way in.
Mm-hmm.
There you see Jeff Morneau telling him to come back. That means that he can't drive that ball. If he can drive it, then that allows Irdoja to be able to come back in. Yep. Stay at the net.
Go ahead.
It's a great shot at John Lubow from Morristown, New Jersey.
Yeah, love the red, white, and blue Stars and Stripes hat.
Hope it warms up so we see a Whalers green t-shirt from John.
He does sport more old Hartford Whalers gear than anyone I've ever known. Hartford Whalers, the old hockey team.
Game at Morneau. They lead 5 games to 3.
That's a good hole, but a lot of opportunities missed there from DuRose and Lubow.
Just too many errors out of DuRose and Lubow here.
Yeah, well, there were 3 errors from Lubow early, and this is what you'll see sometimes with DuRose and Lubow. DuRose doesn't really make a lot of errors, but once in a while he sort of
15 love.
he goes the way that his partner goes a little bit. Oh, how about that?
Rejected.
Holy
30 love.
Yeah, rejected by the net.
That's a lot of heat from the return of serve from Irdoja right at Lubow.
Yeah, Irdoja's got a great forehand. Really great forehand.
Ball falls out.
Called long. He's trying
30
to
all.
cut overhead in there. 30 all.
Kind of a shocking overhead error from DuRose right here.
It's not a bad shot to go for. He just missed it.
Like I say, shocking. DuRose doesn't
Oh.
miss.
40-30.
What a drop volley there from DuRose. See, the problem, I want to say it's funny to call it a problem, but the problem with DuRose, oh, what a shot there by Morneau. He read the drop shot, he runs up, and he gets it around the post, and he gets a thumbs up from Steve DuRose there, and he hits John Lubow on the foot. You don't have to hit the ball over the net if the ball travels outside.
Brett, have you ever had that shot? You
Yeah,
ever
I've
made
hit
it?
a few of them, yeah. What I was saying before too is DuRose makes some shots look so easy that it's as if, you know, it wasn't a difficult shot. All right, here we go, set point. And there's the winner.
Wow.
Game and first set, Irdoja Morneau, 6 games to 3.
And there you hear the umpire, Mark Bliss, just calling it out, the 6-3. You know, it was a strange set to me. You know, I mean, Lubow and DuRose have played together so many times that they don't have to say a lot to each other. They sort of know where they stand. All right, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back right this moment after these messages right here on the APTA Network, presented by eNet Live.
I'm pulling my way in. Go. Got me anxious, got me broke, but I can't live this on my own.
Only 1 in 3 children is physically active every day.
But now, I'm calling the plays.
I'm calling the plays.
I'm calling the plays.
Because every kid
Deserves to know what it feels like.
To do this.
to do this. To do this. So they can be happy and healthy.
Go to college.
Be a coach.
Ask yourself, are you part of the solution?
Because I am.
I am.
I am.
I am.
Why? Because kids who play do better.
Welcome back to the APTA's 5th Grand Prix Tour event. We're in the men's round of 16 match between the unseeded teams of Mick Irdoja and Jeff Morneau against DuRose and Lubow. And this is Mick Irdoja serving. I believe it's 15 love in that first. I see the wind really blowing everything around, Patty. And Irdoja and Morneau get out to a 6-3 win. So what do you think of that first set?
Well, I think, Brad, it's just came down to errors. I think I don't think either team played great. I just think DuRose Lubow look like they lack a little bit of their competitive edge, and they haven't really been out here as a team all year long, and I think that's kind of impacting play here. I don't think Irdoja and Morneau are doing anything extra special. They're just not making errors.
You know, they've made a few, but certainly less. And at this point, you know, DuRose and Lubow have to tighten it, maybe even decide how they you get them spinning, how they want to play this match, you know, where they want to keep it. Both teams are sort of just going at it. So we got some more scores in, and Broderick and McNerney are number 2 seeds here at our event, are up 4 games to 3 against the team of Adam Gart and Thomas Nolan. So, and that's another, all of these matches, as we mentioned earlier, Patty, they're all round of 16 matches because it's an elite invitational tournament, men's elite draw.
And Brad, one more thing about that first set. Clearly the tactics you could see from Morneau and Irdoja clear. Morneau is the role player. Irdoja is the explosive player, the lefty out of the deuce scored here to the right of your screen. DuRose Lubow, they have so many ways that they can play paddle well, but they've got to figure out something here. I just don't see a plan from the baseline, and I don't see a plan at the net. Right at the very end of that set, I saw Johns kind of scoot over far to his right and let DuRose do his thing, because DuRose doing his thing at the net, he's a magician up there, and he can really open up the court. He has the drop shot, and that's what I would like to see a little bit more of here. I think that's what they have to do to be competitive here.
Well, funny enough, they were up 3-2, and then it's just started basically leaking. You know, point here, point there, loose shot here, loose shot there, nice exchange at the net. And they ended up losing, you know, 6-3.
And it was a slow leak. I love that term, Brad, leaking. You're right.
Oh, smart shot there by DuRose. He sees that Morneau is stuck inside the baseline, so he goes at him hard. Morneau cannot get out of the way. That's a great cutoff volley there. Now DuRose, you know, hasn't played all year mostly because he's been hurt, you know, so we also don't know if he's true 100%. I would think he is, but
ball is long. Game Irdoja Morneau. They lead 1 game to love for the second set.
All right, good start there for Irdoja Morneau. And Patty, you got some shout outs for us, right?
Real quick, the Short Hills Club is the host club for this event, and they are led by Dave Broderick, who is the director of racket sports here, and they've done an incredible job all week. Katie Gusella, the new GM here. Marvin is our banquet facility manager. We've got, I'm going to go through a list, Vanessa Petrini, Dave's assistant pro, Marissa Broderick, Dave's daughter, yeoman effort this week, working so hard, actually for 6 months, to pull off this event. We'll go back to that in a little bit later, Brad.
All right, Steve DuRose serving down 1 love and down 1 set in our first match here.
Love.
And Brad, the other person I need to give a shout out to is tournament director, member here, Dennis Collins. He's organized 50 plus volunteers, and they have done everything, including surviving broken pipes here in the kitchen of the Short Hills Club last weekend. We've got some temporary dining facilities set up, and you know, these guys have gone above and beyond to make this a phenomenal first-rate event, and they take tremendous pride in hosting the greatest paddle tournament outside of the national championships.
Oh, that's quite a claim there,
it's
Patty.
Quite a claim, but you know, I'll put them up against anyone.
Well, good. I like that. Take a stand. So we got another score out here, Patty. Compton and Kaler, which is a team that I was really looking forward to seeing how they do out here after they won the Midwesterns, playing really solidly. They're up 3-0 against Grangero and Wilkinson in the first set. But what I see there out of the corner there, you know, it's the court right behind this one, is long points, and they're just grinding it, but Compton Kaler just taking more and better clean strikes at the right time. See, because all these matches started the same, and they're at 3-love in the first set, whereas we've gone through a whole set out here. You can tell you
40-30.
the difference in the style of play.
Brad, do you know why I'm picking Compton Kaler in that match?
I do not.
They've won 2 tournaments. They're undefeated.
That
They've
is
never
true.
lost a match together
Game
this
DuRose,
year.
They
Lubow,
won in
game for
Cleveland,
1-all,
as
second
you
set.
said, beating, I believe, DuRose and Banchila, and then they won in the Midwesterns, where they defeated Hughes and Powers, and then Araya and Le Pivert in the finals.
So actually a strategy talk from DuRose and Lubow.
Well, they need it. I think it's great. You know, they're going to have to choose this. That's smart there. You got to get up on the net against the
Love
Morneau
15.
drive. He
1
plays to
second,
his
Jeff.
strength. That
Wait
drive
for
is
them
so
to
good,
clear.
but if you're on
Thank you.
top of the net, you might be able to volley it down, as DuRose did there.
And Morneau has a unique ability, you talked about it before, to hit. He takes that shot from a high bounce, high point of contact, hits down. His ball goes over the net consistently, I would say about a ½ inch. So the only way you're going to be successful as a volleyer is to get on top of the net on his drive.
Yeah, his greatest skill is that ability to hit that drive down, and he's, like you said, so consistently low that it allows you. It's such a, you know, he's coming forward, but doesn't recognize it.
15-all.
Always stays in, just passes him.
Go ahead, switch.
Wow, what a great little get from Lubow to adjust on that tough screenshot.
He got rid of the Stars and Stripes hat there. He's definitely heated up out there.
Yeah, I
Nice
think it was bad
drive.
luck.
Problem is, he's driving right
30,
into a highly
15.
good position net team, so he drives it well, but they're right there to put away the volley. You know, they almost have to go back to some good standards. Drive when the guy's off the net, at the guy who's off the net, lob the guy who's on the net.
40-15.
Well, Brad, you didn't know about DuRose is wearing a new pair of pants that have a heated left pocket, and that's why he plays the match with his hand in his pocket.
Game Irdoja Morneau. They lead 2-1, second set.
So when you talk about the leak, Brad, I feel like the leak just got a little bit, it's a bigger droplets now.
It's only 2-1. You know, it's not done. Oh, so we have a first set score from Rose and Rose, our 4th seed. I've won the first set 6-3 against Karana and Wagner.
A shout out to
Philly
Will
area.
Morton, captain of Del Barton's high school team, runner-up in the state championships last week, and he's one of our runners keeping scores and reporting it in here. Thanks, Will, and congratulations.
All right, so John Lubow to serve. Did not hold in the first set. We'll see if they're able to. They can use a hold right here. They want to get down 3-1. You know, it's a great drop there from DuRose. He's starting to get more active, which I like. Love to see that. Well done.
And
Smart
Brad-
move by Morneau.
So the sun,
Love
when
15.
DuRose was hitting those overheads, he's looking into the sun, hitting into the ad corner, which would be Morneau, and it looks like that forces him to go at Irdoja, maybe when he doesn't want to.
Sun's definitely a factor, and the weather's going to be a bit of a factor. Oof, love 30 here.
Love 30.
Nice play from Irdoja. You see DuRose starting to get a little more active at the net,
15-30.
trying to cut off the first volley, and Lubow not serving and volleying anymore. Oh, he's coming in this time. 15-40.
15-40.
Just teeing up returns. All right, so Broderick and McNerney are up 5-4 against Garton Nolan. Wow, what a shot there from
30-40.
DuRose right on the line. 30-40. You know, that's another team. You know, there's so many sort of new combinations out here. Curious to see how Broderick and McNerney play together.
Game
Because McNerney's
Irdoja
really an
Morneau.
ad
They
court
lead 3
player,
games
but
to
of
1,
course
second set.
Drew Broderick doesn't play. He plays the ad court with everybody. He doesn't ever go to the other side. And most of his offense that he has, a lot of it's on the high backhand. It'd be interesting. because I'm curious as to where they're going to get their backcourt offense.
Love 15.
That's Irdoja serving. Steve DuRose about to pounce on this return.
Smart lob volley there from DuRose.
All right.
That was a good drive from Lubow. He hits it
30.
low to the net. Sometimes you're worried it's going to be a let court because Irdoja yelled at himself. He was in good position to make it. Oh,
Great pickup.
what happened?
Love 40.
I guess.
That was just a great
I guess
pickup.
he
Great
fell down
return
and
to
got up.
serve.
Yeah. All right, triple break.
And I'm thinking, DuRose has to pick up his game here a little bit. Maybe get some more combinations of shots because that's how he thrives. But John Lubow has to,
15, 40.
he has a great drive, and he's just got to be a little more consistent to get Steve some more looks, I think.
Well, it's just kind of fast play. There's just a lot of hit and miss, a lot of drives, a lot of
30,
net
40.
forays and putaways, but not a lot of thoughtful combinations. I guess
Right
that's the way to
there. I
put it.
mean, Lubow had to put that ball in play here. They have little opportunity. They're up 30-40. You don't get that many chances against an Irdoja's serve. You've got to be able to capitalize.
Shoot.
All right, so 3 squandered break points there. So good, that spot there. But there's so many drives. They're never really getting Irdoja and Morneau off the net, but that was well spotted. So good point there, DuRose. Oh, but again, basically 8 drives in a row. Great job by Irdoja and Morneau at the net, staying in good position. But they're never, like we talked about, Patty, they never have to get off the net. There we go. Now they're off a little bit, but you see Morneau getting off the court, allowing Irdoja to have all the room he needs. Get his shot. Oh,
Advantage Irdoja Morneau.
that was a good look. This
Just a loose error, though. He had the court wide open. He didn't. The ball just had to land in the court.
Oh,
Game
There
Irdoja
it goes,
Morneau.
4-1.
They lead 4 games to 1. Second set. New ball.
and we'll take a quick break after this match ends and be back.
Too many gloves.
Hey, Brad, I might have missed a few of the names of the
Did you miss a
staff
shout
here.
out, Patty?
I miss a lot of things, but
Oh,
I
my
just want to make
goodness.
sure that Jose gets a shout out, Orlando and Marvin, longtime employees of the Short Hills Club, doing a great job under the new leadership of GM Katie, who's out here doing everything this week to host an amazing event.
All right, I'm gonna call this a must-hold here for DuRose and Lubow. Down 4-1.
Up 15.
Such great hands. Ooh, big swing there that time from Irdoja. It's like he tried to end the match in one shot. Just has to dip it low.
I just have to believe DuRose doesn't feel great. I've never seen him make so many mistakes.
He was just laughing there with his partner John Lubow. So either way, he's happy. But now it's 15-40 with 2 faults in a row.
Yep.
All right, so that's 5-1 now
Game
for
Irdoja
Morneau
Morneau. They lead 5-1, second set.
and Irdoja. Now, Lubow and DuRose are just going to keep hitting here, I see. I don't think anything's going to change, and they're going to see if they can hit their way out of this. And we'll find out if they can.
They're hitting their way into the
Oh, they're hitting their
consolation
way
bracket.
into the consolation bracket for sure, but
Brad, who's the winner of this match play against?
yeah, as we saw before on the draw, the winner of this match is going to play the winner of the Rose and Rose Karana Wagner match, and Rose and Rose took that match, our
Love
4th seed,
15.
6-2. And so they get the first point there on their way to hitting it back into there, but then again, just driving it right at the guy, and
15 off.
he's so free attacking the volleys back because he's not worried about being knocked off the net. He knows it's coming. It's a lot more effective if your opponent doesn't know the drive is coming.
What's the call?
Out.
Thank you.
30-15.
30-15.
All right, so Broderick and McNerney do take the first set against Gart Nolan, 6-4.
40-15.
We are at double match point.
Go ahead. No.
You know, and that is game, set, and match. And the way I see it
Morneau.
is there's coming back, you know, for a guy
They
like
win
Steve DuRose,
6-3,
one of the greats.
6-1.
And then there's, you know, feeling healthy, but then there's also just getting matches under your belt and playing at that competitive level again. And they were, you know, got beaten handily today by Irdoja Morneau, who are going to move on to the next round. So congratulations to them. All right, we're going to take a quick break here, Patty, and we'll be right back after these messages right here on the APTA Network presented by eNet Live.